All right, and we're live.
Wow, shaky start,
we,
Billy.
we didn't realise we were live for a second there. Hope everyone can hear us all right. Saturday wrap-up around the grounds.
Oh, that good.
Reviewing what's happening on the floor of the Northern Beaches.
Well, yeah, it is. And I thought we'd start off with the topic, rate rises, real estate demises. Oh, Billy, rate rises, real estate demises. So we have had some interest rate rises, 12 in fact.
Yep.
The Reserve Bank has seen it as a step in reducing inflation.
Yep.
How have these rate rises affected out in the field, Billy?
Well, it's interesting. Lisa did a bit of an interview to the buyers on last Saturday's open homes, and I think they were coming through saying, we've been preparing for this, and a rate rise now is not going to stop us from what's been in the pipeline for 12, 24 months of saving.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Well, there's pressures. Like, real estate is a great way for people to invest. Invest in a property, live in the property if it's your primary residence. And then over the course of time, that increases in price and it gives you options along with any savings you may have made or superannuation into your retirement. But it's also a great investment. We also need somewhere to live, whether we're renting or whether we own our property outright or we're trying to pay it off. And that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like you're a family of three living in a one bedroom. The kids get a bit older.
Yeah.
And, they can't sleep in the room with mum and dad anymore. And, you've got to get a 2-bedroom place. Or it could be the other way. You've got a beautiful existing home, but it's just too big for you, too many stairs, and you've got to move down into something more manageable with better access. So there's always transactions happening. What was really interesting is we've got a couple of Lisas here. We've got Lisa Novak, one of the greatest sales agents in Australia, who talks about real estate all the time. And in our media team, we've got Lisa GLEN,
yes,
who's equally as qualified and sought after, who does all our media. And one of her media posts today was that on the eastern seaboard, 25% of all purchases were cash.
Really interesting.
Cash.
Money.
No
money
bank.
In the bank.
No bank. So that brings into question, if you jump on Novak Facebook or Novak Instagram, you'll see those statistics that ask the question, if 25% of all real estate purchases don't borrow money, it's cash, and then we have not a huge percentage, but a large percentage of people that own their home outright, who are the rate rises really affecting?
Well, that's right. And I think for DY, the average lifeline on a property ownership is about 7 years.
Right.
That doesn't go away, when interest rates go up or down. So, there's still people that need to make essential moves. Essential moves,
Billy. It sounds a bit like you out on the dance floor. Billy just makes the essential moves. But let's talk real estate. We're a bit tired today. Look, it was a big day. We all had very busy opens. Little birdie told me that Billy the kid, was the number one out there with how many groups through Smith Street, a house in Allambie?
Yeah, entry-level home, spotless, are one of my real favourites on the market at the moment. But 27 groups through.
27 groups.
27 groups, and that looked like people coming up from 3-bedroom apartments, 1-bedroom apartments in Freshwater, people renting at the moment looking to get into the market, and also, some older couples also looking at just something downsizing but not giving up the freestanding home.
Right. And 27 groups. What's interesting about that property is it was launched after lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's open tomorrow. I think by the end of the weekend, we'll be up around 50 groups.
Yeah, so back open for a Sunday special tomorrow. I do love my Sunday specials. There's not half price, but you do get to see it in half the time waiting till next week. So,
well, 100% right, Billy. I'm back at fantastic property in Narrabeen, 7 to 13 Lagoon Street, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom property, 1 parking, in between the lake, in between the beach. Fantastic proposition, really, really hard to find. And what Billy said's right. You know, why wait another weekend to see it the second time? Imagine going to a store that was only open 1 day a week.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be really going to that store too often. So convenience always wins.
And yeah, great numbers all the way around. I think you were, you know, we had opens from you know, in the southern end of the beaches around Manly all the way up to Avalon.
We were Avalon, yeah, out at Avalon with the Avcats there, round the bends. Got to drive very carefully, you know, when you're going out to Avalon. But beautiful spot. They asked me this morning where I'd like to live, and Avalon would be really great. It's a great spot out there. Has sort of almost like a little coastal town feel about it, but easy to get into the city.
Yeah. Talking new listings for the week. Any specials?
Specials. We saw a great home up in Belrose.
Yep.
We also saw a magnificent home in Collaroy.
Yep.
Great first home in Maramba Road, DY. Unit there that had 14 groups through it today. So some fantastic properties. Favourite sale, Billy?
Favourite sale of the week. 2 Harold Place went off with a bang at auction. That was a really good campaign to be a part of and watch over. Witnessing Michael Silich's greatness, you know, really does look after the buyers there. So,
well, that was a long auction.
That was, you know, well done.
That was a long auction, and it was a lot of, you know, on the floor negotiation. So the auction went for about an hour and a half. Lucky I wasn't able to make that one, Billy. You know, I would have had to wait. We cater our auction, so I would have had to wait an hour and a half to have a sandwich. My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness, Billy, I would have been famished. You know, so, but yeah, negotiating on the floor, back and forth with a few buyers, got to a level where the owner felt they could release the property. Oh, you want me to move over, Billy? It's a little bit different. We're in a green room here. So Novak, we have a green room like a studio you'd find at Channel 9 or Channel 10. So we're just trialing that out now.
First episode in the new studio.
Yeah, because a lot of what we do, we use this sort of facility. 1,500 managements at Novak. So we'll be talking to owners that aren't in Sydney, aren't in Australia. And they, you know, always talking face to face with someone's better.
Yeah, absolutely right. We've actually got a few comments here. Luke, good afternoon. Hope you're well. I've seen some really good interstate deals on Luke's channels. So, you know, there's properties selling everywhere, not just on the beaches, but that's what we're specialising in today. And
yeah.
Any other sales for the week?
Look, there's a few that are cooking. There's one in Narrabeen. There's a couple in DY that we'll put together probably by Monday, Tuesday. So we're always making sales here at Novak.
I even saw the great Stevan Bubalo sold a barbershop, not much bigger than probably the studio we're standing in today. So
it's funny Stevan sold a barbershop because I don't think he goes to it very often.
His product knowledge, it's more about keeping the hair.
Yeah, Stevie. Poor old Stevie. But yeah, he sold a barbershop. I think they're selling a chocolate shop, you know. Stevan's a bit cruel to me. He said if I owned a chocolate shop, I'd eat all the profit. So I didn't think that was very nice.
But everything is, it's the green. The grass is green, not only in the background but on the floor as well. It's, you know, things are moving at the moment, and it's good. Do you want to talk a little bit about interest rates and stock levels? How that's impacting?
It's held stock levels very low on the northern beaches, where people have maybe the earning capacity to hold as the interest rates go up. We are seeing, however, a lot of our investors saying, you know what, I've had some capital appreciation. I'm coming up to an age where rather than have all my equity in the property, I'd rather take it out and put it in to manage funds, put it into super and subsequently have more flexibility with it and accessibility, help kids travel, pay down the mortgage on their primary residence. So we are seeing a few more investment properties coming to market, but still really, really low stock. If you're a seller, sell in isolation, not in competition. Sell when it's low stock.
Yep.
And then if you're looking to reinvest, buy when it's high stock.
And that's what we're seeing at the moment. You know, there are vendors in the marketplace at the moment that are moving their properties from off market to the portals because they know they're selling in isolation. And as an example, that was Smith Avenue, moving from pre-market, where we tend to find between 5 and 10 groups, you know, to well over the 20 groups.
Well, it could be a perfect storm. You know, you could sell when there's low stock. You could reinvest when there's more stock, or purchase the upgrade when there's more stock.
Yep.
And we might be at the end of the interest rate cycle.
Yeah.
So you find that interest rates start coming down, and you're sitting at a dinner party, you know, talking to your friends in 10 years' time saying, I don't know how lucky I was. You know, there was nothing on the market. I got a really good price considering a lot came on the market and the prices reduced. And then, you know, 2 years later, interest rates came down.
The best saying I've been giving over the last couple of weeks, and I have stolen this from Mark Novak, so I should credit him, is you're a better buyer when you're in a selling position, and you're a better seller when you're in a buying position. And so that's all about, you know, getting yourself, as Glenn said, aligning the perfect storm and making sure you're not making a rush decision, but you can, you know, do these things like almost simultaneously.
Well, you know, Billy will probably be buying again soon, so he's heeding that advice for young people out there. It's never been easy to buy. You know, people say my day, but it's always quite difficult. But banking products are a lot more flexible now.
Yeah.
And also with brokers channel, they'll really advocate that you get the loan. So there are more options out there. And
there's never been better, you know, incentives on the table for the first-home buyers. Really quickly, guys, before we wrap up, as of the 1st of July, the stamp duty rates at which you can opt into a property tax, that's coming off the table. So that there'll be some changes to first-home buyer stamp duty. So you should be looking to, you know, just touch base with either an agent or a broker. Any questions around that, reach out.
Really, really important.
2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and there's some big changes coming.
There's not many free rides in life, but to get a stamp duty concession, get into a home, along with a baby bonus, Billy, you're not looking at. You're not looking at that. Oh, thank God, Billy. You know, some of the things you get up to, it turns my hair grey.
But on to our last topic of conversation, and the most important for the viewers. What is Glenn doing this weekend?
Look, I'm going to venture across the bridge. I've got to pick up the family. They're flying in tonight. They've been in El Salvador for a little while, and Thailand. And they're home for a few days. Then they're off to Bali. But Billy, I hope you're going to tell me you're just having a night in.
Actually, tonight may be a night in, but tomorrow definitely not. I'll be up bright and early, and off to the Vaucluse car show.
You're going to meet a sugar daddy, Billy.
Certainly going to go and look at some nice cars.
A sugar mama or something. Sorry.
And yeah, we're going to go look at some nice cars, and then back over for my Sunday special.
All right, me too. All right, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Cheers for now.
Take care, guys.